Hello, everyone. The power is in your perception. And I'll explain to you what the rainbow means in about 5 minutes. My perception changed forever after a conversation that a close friend of mine had in Mexico overlooking the water in 2010. He mentioned that there are over 60 languages in Mexico. And in one of the languages, they do not have a word for problem. They use the word opportunity instead. Now, this blew my mind because there were times when I was young, I used to worry so much as a teenager, I used to get gray hairs. And later in my life, I used to eat my way out of problems. And this is what it got me. So the idea of turning all problems into opportunities would have a very good impact on the future of my life. And of course, in all HR offices, in all self-help books, they always say, transform all your problems into opportunities. But that pain in the middle, that's what I wanted to get rid of. And that pain comes from certain experiences where we start describing with words, drama that we went through, words like fear, anger, frustration. And I'm quite sure you have some words of your own. So my goal was to come up with a foolproof plan. So whenever I had any type of a problem, I would turn it into an instant opportunity. Now I'm gonna give you 2 full live examples of in the last year how this worked for me, and I urge that you use it as well. Understanding all problems and opportunities will fully change your world going forward. Last year in spring, I was driving in my Audi on my way to go get a haircut. Talking to a friend on the phone, got to get a Bluetooth. I was backing up into my spot and crunch, my newly detailed bumper and a light pole connected. And this is when those problem words started going into my head. People were running out of the barbershop. I stepped out of the vehicle and I started my process. Step 1, I took a deep breath. Step 2, Kinja, be thankful. What if you would have ran into a person? Step 3, forgive yourself. You already beat the car. There's no need to beat yourself up as well, okay? Step 4, how can I turn this pain into positive production? Very important. I called the Audi dealer. Step 5, move forward with your action plan. They told me what I needed to do. I said I'll be there in about 2 hours. There was a time where I would have been so angry at what went on that I probably wouldn't have even got a haircut. Within 15 minutes, I was laughing in the barber's chair. The barber said to me, Kinja, you're taking this very, very well. I said, I'm finally learning how to speak the correct language when it comes to dealing with your problems. Now, this next story was a lot more in-depth because it had to do with my poor little heart getting broken, okay? The young lady that I was actually about to propose to, we had our first weekend apart. She said she was gonna go out that weekend. I was going out of town on business, and she would call me at the end of her Saturday night. I did not get a call the entire evening. At 3 a.m., I decided to send a text. Are you okay? I got a text back. I'm tired. That was very awkward because we talked every single night. As I'm thinking how suspect this was, the phone rang. I answered it with a smile. Hello? She said, what do you want? I had to double take at the phone because we don't talk to each other like that. I hear laughs in the back. I'm seeing visions of what could be going on, music playing. I had to end it at that point. Talk about a long, long night. My stomach was curling. I was tearing up. I probably got about 2 hours of sleep that night. The next day, I decided it was time to use my system. Got up the next morning, and I started it. Chokes me up still when I think about it. Step 1, I took a deep breath. Step 2, Kinja, be thankful. What if you were married to her and you don't believe in prenuptials? Step 3, forgive her for what she's doing and forgive yourself for the anger that you have for her. Step 4, how can you turn this pain into positive production? I pulled out a pad, wrote a list of things I was going to accomplish to push through the pain. And step 5, move forward with your action plan. Now, there was a time I would have handled this all wrong. I would have went out on a bunch of rebound dates, started drinking more, eating more, have anger issues at all women. But within the year that this has happened, I have lowered my time for running a mile from 8 minutes to 7 minutes. I completely retired from a successful career to live my life as a motivational speaker, consultant, and an author. My book, Universal Talk Laws, is helping people all across the globe with my inspirational messages at my seminars. And believe it or not, me and the young lady are actually close friends. So these are the steps from here on out whenever you have a problem, and I'm guaranteeing it's going to work for you. Whenever you have an issue, the first step is take a deep breath, okay? Step 2, be thankful. It could always be so much worse. Step 3, forgive yourself or the person involved. If you walk around with that hatred, it will slow you down and eventually kill you before your time. Step 4, how can I turn this pain into positive production? And step 5, move forward with your action plan. Now, the reason why I had the rainbow up here in the beginning is because whenever it rains and a rainbow forms, in order for you to see it, you have to be looking through a certain angle. Remember, the power is in your perception. Thank you.